Hello, YouTube. This is Alan, also known as Sports Cards for Us, bringing you a video here. So this video is basically my thoughts on the new eBay authentication program. So if you don't know, I am a huge eBay seller. Probably do 90% of my overall business on eBay, if not more. Obviously, my other avenues are Facebook, Instagram, card shows. Um, but eBay, it's just the easiest, the quickest. So I've been selling on eBay for many, many years. And, one of the things that as a basically almost a full-time seller, because I buy very seldom on eBay. So being a all-time seller, basically, when using the eBay platform, um, one of the problems, for a seller over the years is that eBay's basically very, very buyer friendly. 99.9%. Any issues that a buyer has, eBay will side with them. So it could be frustrating as a seller because, there's a lot of, good people out there, but there's a lot of bad apples too. And, people that, for example, will take advantage. If the card value's down, by the time they get it, all they have to do is say, hey, item not as described, return the item. If they want to jam, right? These days, I have to say probably the last, couple of years, with COVID and all these new people coming into the hobby, for them it's like, oh, well, all these videos I'm watching, everybody's telling me to grade everything. So for that reason, they want gem cards, gem raw cards. So, even if as a seller you put all, cards near mint to mint, they're going to want a jam. So if they get it and it's not a jam, hey, I'll return it. So this authenticity program is by far awesome. Okay. Is it perfect? No. I've seen some videos where some of the cards, that are in the card saver in that little holder have kind of popped out. But honestly, from what I saw, pictures of, let's say, the original listing versus the card that they received from eBay, even with the card being slightly out, there's no differences as far as from what I saw on the various cases that were presented, like on YouTube or whatnot, Instagram. So, but obviously you don't want to see a card like that, right? I mean, hey, these guys, eBay's professional, CSG, who they're using to authenticate the cards, they're supposed to be professional. They are. So this shouldn't happen. And, so I'm sure, obviously there are some things that need to be fixed there. But so it's not perfect, but it really helps the seller because then if I describe the card as near mint to mint and I say, hey, that's equivalent to a BGS 8, right? Don't buy the card expecting to be a gem. Don't buy the card. I mean, yes, as a seller, can I, like anything else, like when you order a pizza and they tell you, oh, delivery, and you want to deliver, and they tell you, oh, well, we'll be there in 30 minutes, and they get there in 25, you're never going to be upset, right? But if they tell you, hey, we're going to get it to you in 20 minutes, and it takes 25, you're going to be upset. You're going to say, hey, you told me 20 minutes, right? So it's kind of the same thing here. As a seller, I'm going to go and say, hey, near mint to mint, but the card could very well be a gem, right? It could be mint, but I'm going to go near mint to mint, play it safe. So if you get the card and you're expecting a gem and it's not, it's near mint to mint, or maybe it's even, a little bit higher, but it's not a gem. Once they authenticate that card, that's it. I'm done. eBay will not accept a return, regardless if as a seller you have a return policy or not. So this is great, and it's $250 or higher. So they started at $750, went down to $5, now it's $250. I don't know if it's gonna go any lower than that, but as far as I know, it's $250 and above. So this is great for me as a seller. The other thing too, prior to doing the authenticity, they changed their return policy where, I don't accept returns, but regardless, If buyer says, I don't, I don't want the item anymore, or, item not as described, you can put it in that category. eBay is going to take the return, accept the return, regardless if as a seller I put, no returns. So I see sellers, in their item description put, I am not going to accept any returns. So condition is as is, period. So don't even try it. Well, why waste your ink? Why waste your time putting that down? I mean, if anything, I guess, for people, as far as the buyers that don't know any better, yeah, maybe, you'll get away with it. But honestly, there's no reason to really put a big emphasis on that, because, eBay's going to side with the buyer. But they have changed it to where if you don't accept returns as a seller, then it's 3 days. So once the buyer receives the card, they have 3 days to say yay or nay, and they have to then return it within that 3-day period. So, or at least initiate that they want to return it. So that's a big plus for a seller. This authenticity program is a big plus. So for all you guys that don't like it, the only thing I can say is you're probably buyers. You probably don't really sell much on eBay, because as a seller, if you sell stuff consistently, you can't tell me that having a return from somebody that says, I wanted it to be a gem. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, because all they're going to say is item not as described. But that's what they were after. They wanted a gem. And that's frustrating, as a seller, because, heck, if every card came out a gem, what's the point of even grading, right? So that's frustrating to get a return because of that. Or even worse, or just as bad, is if the value of the card goes down, right? They buy it, gets a few days for them to get it, and then within that few days, card's value's down. And a prime example I can think of right off the bat is the new Wander Franco from 22 Topps Series 1, right? I think the raw base card was selling initially for $40-50. Then it went down to like 30 and stayed there for like a day or two, and then it went down to 20, and now it's like $10, right? Something like that, 10, 12 bucks, $8. So, imagine you're the guy that paid $30-40, and maybe you're that guy. I'm going to return it, because now it's worth $10. Or the first PSA 10 that was graded. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I saw someone say it went for $1,200. The second PSA 10 went for $700, and then now the third one went for $500. And again, I haven't double checked those, but I'm just saying as an example. So if you're that guy that went through that first purchase of $1,200, and now you're seeing, hey, a few days later, now they're selling for $500. It's possible. If you're that guy, I'm just going to return it, right? So this is bad. And I know the authenticity, doesn't cover graded cards, but there's some things, it doesn't cover. I think it doesn't cover like autographs, if I'm not mistaken. There's some limitations as far as what they'll accept. But it does help. So my point is eBay is striving to help the sellers. And they should, because, without us, there would be no buyers. So, you got to make the market fair for everybody. So yeah, authenticity program. You guys, let me know what you guys think. I think it's great. I think, like I said, can there be there are some kinks, and can it improve? Sure. But if you just think about it, it's very, and plus the other thing too, because one of the things that I've seen and heard is it's really important as a seller that you take the time. I'm not saying, look the card over inch by inch like you're a grader, but you do need to put, and it's important, a condition. If you want to just be kind of vague and just say, hey, card is in near mint to mint condition, equivalent, I always put equivalent to a BGS 8, or if I say near mint to mint plus, that's equivalent to the BGS 8.5. If I say mint, it's a BGS 9. If I say gem mint, it's a 9.5. So I put that. So when this authenticity, when they get that card, they're going to look and see what the seller put. If the seller didn't put anything and they see some soft corners, chances are they may not accept that. And as a buyer, maybe you're one of those buyers that, I don't care. I'm okay with it, or I saw it in the picture, so I'm good with it. But guess what? Now you're not going to get the card. So as a seller, please, if anything over $250, just take the time, put an item description, because supposedly they're gonna look at that, and that could be a cause for the sale to not go through. Possibly for as a buyer who's not that person that wants a gem mid card, just wants the card, maybe for their PC, then that they get mad, right? So I think maybe one of the things eBay can do is maybe if that happens, send the buyer a message, say, hey, this is what happened. Do you still want to go through with the sale? Let the buyer decide. Because maybe, like I said, if it's a PC card, maybe they want to keep it. They don't care. So give them that option. So again, there are some things that can be worked out on the program. But again, overall, it's great. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think after watching this video. Do you agree with me? Do you not? If you're a seller, do you agree? Buyers, again, most of the complaints that I've heard, I think, are basically from buyers. But just if you watch this whole video, now that you see my thoughts, have an open mind. What do you guys think? Again, just be nice. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think about the program. And, I'd like to hear from both a more seller, full-time seller on eBay, maybe a full-time just buyer who doesn't sell but just buys. I'd like to hear both the point of view. So appreciate you guys. Again, please subscribe, comment below, hit the notification button. Hopefully we'll be bringing you guys more videos here shortly. I know I'm going to post another video here, a couple cards I just graded. So I'll post that video here up pretty soon. And then this coming week, I think I'm getting some Donruss basketball, so I may do a recap video on breaking a couple of boxes of those, as well as I think I got a couple other boxes, some UFC Immaculate and some other stuff. So I may post a video of my recap of those. And then there's the big Dallas card show in Allen, Texas is this week. I will be there. So if you guys, please comment, let me know if you're coming, if whether you're local or you're coming from out of state. If you guys want to, take a look as far as where I'm at, check me out as far as what items I have. You can always check out my Instagram, my eBay store. It's all going to be under sports cards for us, and I'll have the spelling of the name in the comments here in this video. So again, appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.